And hey, let's make it even worse. This isn't just a problem of these platforms and how to distribute information on them. Eventually, it is the hardware itself that is going to be the problem. Because you note, I mean, for example, hey, all of a sudden I got this COVID tracker on my phone. I guess there must have been a firmware update that I didn't know about. But yeah, exactly. They can push things out to you without you even knowing about it until after the fact, because we're in the midst of a pandemic, folks. You got to do what you got to do. So that can happen. But even more fundamentally than that, the devices that we use are getting more and more dumbed down. And I mean that in the sense that, to put it in Marxist terms, my means of production is sitting right here on this desk. I am using it right now. My means of production is this computer. That's how I produce the content I produce, and this is what I need. That and an internet connection is how I do what I do. And it does what it does, and I can edit video, and I can record things, and I can upload things, and do all of that. But more and more, we are being pushed onto the phones or the fondle slabs or the pads or these kind of dumbed down devices that are essentially glorified vending machines. These are no longer means of production, they are means of consumption. You use these little devices to consume content, not so much to create it. Yeah, you can make a video on your phone, I guess, but it's not going to be a fully produced, edited production like you can do on your desktop. And we are being moved more and more off of actual physical machines that sit on your desk and that you can do things with, into these little fondle slabs that are glorified vending machines. And more, that's the direction things are going to trend. And eventually, it's not even going to be things that you're physically fondling. It's going to be Alexa or some wearable or hearable you put in your ear, or you wear your Google Glasses version 7.0 or whatever, and that's all you're going to need. And you can consume everything through that. Produce, not so much. But who cares about that? It'll be everything you want at any time. You can just consume it. And that's the direction we're going in. So that to me is kind of, I know it's more of a theoretical thing, but it is coming. And I really see that as being the future of where they're trying to take us with this technology. Less so that we can actually do anything with it, and more so that we're just receiving things with it.
Well, we can't only consume, right? Because then who's going to create the stuff that we're going to consume?
Only the big corporations that have access to the actual production, means of production, which will be more and more out of the hands. I don't think it'll ever be outlawed. You can't do this. But it will be more and more. People will just naturally, as they have literally think back a decade and try to tell someone from 2010 the extent to which your phone would be the central focus of your life. No, you're crazy. That's crazy talk. I remember when I got my first smartphone, and people were looking at it like this alien technology. Like, what on earth? What is that, a computer? What are you doing? It was so bizarre, and no one, even myself, could have really envisioned the extent to which it has become a part of everyone's daily reality, so that they cannot leave their house without it, without having a panic attack. That's crazy, and that's 1 decade. So fast forward to 2030. What is it in the pipeline for 2030 that we can't even begin to imagine the way it will utterly transform our lives over the course of the next decade? Again, I don't know, you don't know, we can prognosticate, but there will be events that will completely transform our daily lives in the course of this decade. And I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I'm going to say probably not for the better. Not if we just go along with it.